Hey, I'm Anision, Fact Machine as known by some. Our ex-girlfriend made a video asking us to stop talking about her, and then followed that with her shitting all over us. Me specifically. So naturally, I have a right to defend myself after the person shit all over me. And of course, many of you will not care because you can only see the anti-Onision perspective and not the real world. One person does something bad, the other person doesn't do something bad. This person must be bad. Basic logic side of things. But before we get started, my wife says, I need to say something, I need to do something. It is not fair that everybody's saying she's in the right and saying she's a good person. She is not a fucking good person. She destroyed an ability for me to trust anyone again, and I have never gotten to stand up for myself publicly this entire relationship, never once, and it's not fair. People need to know what she did to me. First off, Billy, congratulations on the mini subscribers I gave you through the collaborations that you did with me. You're welcome for those. You are now using them as a weapon against me. How ironic. Oh, right off the bat, nice nose ring. I bought that for you. Billy, you took off the ring that my wife bought you. Actually, you threw it, and then you flipped it off in a video. So I would like you to go ahead and remove that nose ring that I purchased for you. And if you flip it off, that's fine. You won't make me cry like you made my wife cry.
I should make this video, but I'm honestly sick of not standing up for myself.
She says she doesn't stand up for herself, yet she's repeatedly mocked me on her Twitter. She says, can't believe his ego is so big, thinks he saved me from an eating disorder. I ate more because I felt like I had to prove something. I binge ate. Actually, Billy, in person, you confirmed to me that it did eliminate your eating disorder. I remember that conversation. Here she is criticizing me for tweeting her something that I was trying to text her, but she blocked me via text. And it was me responding to the fact that she said I was the worst person she ever met, despite the fact that many people have done horrible things to her. And I was establishing how inaccurate saying someone's horrible just for telling the truth about you actually is. You see, that's the problem here. I'm being villainized for being beyond honest. Also, as if this isn't Billy standing up for herself, it's Billy throwing my wife's ring that she gave her as a gift and then flipping the ring off, which again made my wife cry. So congratulations, Billy. You hurt my wife yet again. Real quick, before I continue, let's go through the list of things that Billy has done. 1. She lied. Repeatedly. You know those people who hide what's on their phone from other individuals because they're afraid that that person will read their text and find out what a piece of shit they are? Well, that's something that Billy did to me once. I'm an open book in relationships. I'll let you read through whatever text you like. But with Billy, she wouldn't show me her phone. And so I asked her why. And she admitted it was because she was doing illegal drugs and also that she was starving herself with her friend Isla. So I forgave her because I appreciated her telling me the truth about how dishonest she was being. I know, it sounds ironic. She lied again. This time, her lie led to her cheating on my wife. See, I communicated to my wife that I was going to do whatever I wanted in the relationship because I wanted it to be a true three-way relationship. And my wife didn't say I was wrong for that. However, because she wasn't certain as to what exactly I meant, she went to Billy and said, Billy, don't do things with him when I'm not there. She was talking about kissing, she was talking about sex. So what does Billy do? Billy immediately goes downstairs and starts kissing me again as usual. Because again, I told my wife I'd be doing whatever I wanted to make it a true three-way relationship. And that was because my wife tended to be very jealous, and that jealousy hurt our relationship despite her jealousy obviously being relatively reasonable. So we have Billy, again, a liar, an illegal drug user, someone who literally cheated on their significant other, and oh yeah, we had sex, just her and I. And why did we have sex? Because again, I communicated that it would be a true three-way balanced relationship, so jealousy could not ruin the relationship in the future. And of course, Billy did not tell me anything about this agreement. As I just communicated, she came right downstairs and started kissing me like the conversation never happened. So can you trust this person? Well, that's just a ridiculous question. And on top of that, you have her doing more illegal drugs. She also broke a contract that we made, a contract that was literally asking everyone to not commit crimes, to be honest, to not be manipulative, etc. And of course, Billy did not uphold that contract despite agreeing to it. In fact, she went home and she did more illegal things. So again, if you're siding with Billy, you're siding with someone who has admitted to doing illegal things, who has repeatedly lied to us, who has cheated on Lainey. And what does she have on us? That I've harassed her? You know when harassment complaints work? When you're not harassing the person right back. You see, these two girls actually live broadcasted multiple times since things fell apart. And while I didn't watch those broadcasts, I guarantee you the topic of Onision came up, considering they've actually live broadcasted regarding me in the past in a non-positive way. And here's Billy's best friend, again, together attacking me, which of course isn't harassment when they do it. But if I say anything about it, then it's harassment. In fact, if you search the mention of the name Onision from Billy's friend's account, well, you have her tweeting me many times, criticizing me. Here's Billy saying never date an idiot in response to me saying never date a stoner. So again, you cheated on my wife, you lied to us repeatedly, you got dumped so many times by us for those reasons and more. You betrayed our contract, which we all had things in there that we needed to improve on, so it wasn't just about Billy. And oh my gosh, you guys, this video isn't even half over. The amount of shit that's about to come up is insane. And yet this person still acts like it's okay to defend themselves when they themselves have admitted that they're wrong. So in private, you admit you're wrong, but in public, you act like you're the victim. This is absurd.
I am tired of seeing your tweets tired of being tagged in your tweets, of you just harassing us, telling us we're awful, druggy people.
I say that you're awful, druggy people because you do illegal drugs in the state of Virginia. And despite us repeatedly trying to get you to stop doing illegal things, you criminal, you promise that you'll stop, but then you lie and you go back and do them anyway. That sounds like an awful druggie. Someone who prioritizes illegal drugs over human beings and their own word.
You told me to get a tattoo saying I'm a liar. Like a tramp stamp.
Yes, I told her to get a tramp stamp of I'm a liar because she's a liar. And I used something as extreme as getting a tramp stamp of I'm a liar because if she did get I'm a liar tattooed above her butt, then that would show to Lainey and I that she acknowledged what a liar she is and that she might be worth yet another chance at being in a relationship with us, which by the way, she never broke up with me. I broke up with her 5 or more times, and yet she's acting like I'm the bad guy. You don't get dumped for being the good guy. Reality check, guys. You get dumped for fucking up, which is what this person repeatedly did, and now they're acting like they're the victim. And I know so many of you want to jump to defend this person because they're female, but that's called sexism. A lot of the females watching this know women who are just total fucking pricks. So let's not automatically victimize women just because they're women and actually look at what each person did. I ask you this: if I cheated on Billy, if I repeatedly lied to Billy, if I used illegal drugs despite promising Billy that I would not, if I was repeatedly taken back by Billy only to fuck her over again and again, would you suddenly be on my side? No, you would still be on Billy's side because you people have an agenda and your agenda is not honest.
You told me to shave my head. You told me to dye my hair green, shave off my eyebrows, and get an ugly tan. Like, is that not abusive to you? Do you think that's a fair trade for me telling you that I smoked weed?
She's actually mixing up incidents. The tan thing and the green hair, that was a totally different time that we dumped her. This girl has been dumped many times by us. This is a fact because you're in this fact zone where refreshingly enough, you're being talked to by one of the most honest YouTubers on YouTube. My ego doesn't matter. The truth is the truth and egos have nothing on the truth. But I already said in a previous video, yes, I did tell this girl to do those things. And you know why I told her to do these things? Because she fucked up, so she had to sacrifice something to prove that she was worth a relationship. And you know what? My wife, she doesn't have the same story as Billy. Because guess what? My wife doesn't do illegal drugs. My wife doesn't repeatedly betray me. And you guys gotta realize, Billy isn't just lying to me or doing illegal drugs, thus betraying me. She's betraying both of us. My wife hasn't made videos about this because she's a relatively shy person. She may in the future, I don't know, but her immediate reaction is to more so just cry. So there's a lot of suffering going on behind the camera that you don't see. And of course, Billy doesn't actually really care that much about the person she got into this relationship for in the first place, and her making a video just about me kind of shows that she was actually going after me the whole time, and that she was lying to my wife when she repeatedly acted like she was actually in it for her, when my wife repeatedly stated, yo, this chick is obviously fake and she's here just for you. Hence why, way back last year, my wife was considering leaving me for cuddling and full body massaging Billy. And what did Billy do? She was fine with being a homewrecker. On top of everything else, Billy is a homewrecker because she saw my family leave the house. She got texts from my wife saying, get out of my house. And what did Billy do? She didn't get out of the house. She indicated she was willing to just be in a relationship with me and clearly indicated my wife could just go fuck herself with her behavior. So what did I do? I wound up choosing my wife. And Billy was thus dumped for the first time for 6 months until my wife forgave Billy and took her back. But what did Billy do after my wife took her back? Well, eventually she cheated on my wife. Of course, right after lying to her face like some kind of sociopath.
Like, that's what you think is okay? I betrayed your trust? You fucking betrayed my trust. You told everyone secrets about me. Fucking everyone. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I've already explained this in a previous video. I don't understand secrets. Billy didn't seem to know that much about me before she got into this relationship, but as most everyone who knows the Onision name knows, I expressed extreme details regarding relationships that I've been in prior. And I expressed these extreme details because I'm not afraid of the truth. I don't understand secrets in general. I understand everyone not wanting to know your phone number because that would be super annoying if you just started getting calls all day. I understand you not wanting people to know your credit card number because that could hurt you financially. But what I don't understand is you being afraid to face who you are, public or not, and be responsible for that person. So you want to hide in the darkness, you want me to hide your secrets, then don't date us. I'm an open book. The fact that I'm extremely brutally honest about the relationships I've been in was all over YouTube. And yet you ignored that and then of course act like the victim as if you didn't know what you were getting into. And again, I shared those secrets by @tweeting her, not with a period in front of it or anything. I @tweeted hated her, and I was pointing out that she said I was the worst person she ever met, when I knew for a fact that she knew plenty more people that were far worse, and that it was insulting to me for her to make it seem like I was worse than other people for telling the truth. It's ridiculous. By the way, of course, she's not going to mention the fact that I took down the tweet once I knew for a fact that she received the message, because of course that was the only reason I wrote her that message, to make sure she saw it. And later her friend Ayla confirmed that what she said to me about me being the worst person she ever met was invalid, or a moot point.
Wanted to chain me up in your basement, and then manipulated the situation to tell me I was boring, so I would agree to it because you made me feel bad.
The liar is lying more? How crazy is that? Actually, it's not crazy at all. Liars lie. That's what they do. She cannot stop lying because she is a liar. If you've ever dated a liar, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what's stupid is she doesn't think I can just pull up my phone and prove how dishonest she's being. I said, for the record though, the chain to the wall thing is hot as hell. You are mega boring for turning that one down. Okay, bye now. And she responds, the funny part is, I was only against that one because I didn't want pictures or you to say anything public about it. And then what does she do? She says public things about it. So you don't want people knowing these things about you unless those things can hurt me. That doesn't sound like someone who's honest. That sounds like someone who only hides things that can hurt others. I then say yes or no, and she says, can I think about it? And then I specify that she would be chained up by the neck. And this is all because she lied to us. She would have a sign hanging around her neck apologizing to Lainey for betraying her yet again, so Lainey would take her back. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. This is super abusive shit. Actually, it's super hot. I'm sorry that you're not into the 50 Shades of Grey kind of thing. That sucks for you. But if somebody lies to your face repeatedly and betrays you, they should give something back to compensate for your suffering. And then Billy goes on to say that she thought about it and that she just wanted to express some concerns about being chained up. And again, the chain was with the dog collar. If she wanted to stop at any point, she could just take off the dog collar and we'd send her home and we'd say, thanks for trying. I then said that the terms that she set were fine. And these are the terms that she's establishing before she confirms that she's willing to do the chained up dog collar thing. She said that she was glad that I thought the terms were completely fair. So we were just about to get one step closer to taking her back, but I had to know whether or not she had yet again committed a crime by using more illegal drugs. And that's right, since we dumped her for using illegal drugs, she had again since used illegal drugs. If that's not a druggie, what is? But as far as the chained up thing, I would have agreed to that if I lied to someone as many times as she's lied to us, and I betrayed them as many times as she's betrayed us. Yes, kinkiness is not for everyone, but I'm an extremely kinky person. Clearly, I respect consent, and we're not even talking about having sex with her while she's chained up. We're just talking about her being chained up so she can be put in her place for lying to us, betraying us, and she would be able to watch anime and just chill. Like, literally, it was such a small request for how badly and repeatedly she fucked us over.
Everyone that you only thought I was really attractive and that's why you stayed with me. So I was just like a plaything. You didn't actually love me. So, like, why are you talking about love like you even know what love is?
I did say that we only put up with her for so long because she was so attractive. And this isn't the ugliness about me. This is the ugliness about the world. You think we'd put up with her lying, her cheating, her homewrecking, her betrayal, her illegal activity if she looked like this person? Of course not. The moment they did anything wrong, we'd be like, get out of our lives, because we don't even like looking at them. So yeah, be upset at the world, not me. I'm literally just someone telling you how the majority of the world is. And let's be honest, Billy, if I look like this, you probably wouldn't even talk to me. You definitely wouldn't date me. So again, stop living in your fake reality where you're just this magical person who can love the ugliest of ducklings, because that's not true. Sometimes in order to be real, you have to admit how fake you are. And you, Billy, need to admit it.
You call people names, you make them feel bad about themselves? I don't understand how you can do that and not feel bad about yourself.
Oh, I call people names, like you screaming at my wife that she's a fucking bitch in her own kitchen. You literally did that, and you're going to come after me for calling people names when you literally do that yourself. And that wasn't the only time you called Lainey names. That happened on multiple occasions. You know this is true, but I'm not sure if your ego will allow you to admit it. I know my wife, Sarah, and Selena can confirm what I'm saying because they were all around the majority of the time that you put us through your nonsense.
Like, does that make you happy? Telling people that they're worthless and that they're cunts and that they should die because they smoke weed? Like, calling them an idiot because they don't agree with you on something?
Yes, calling someone an idiot because they don't agree with you on something. Like you disagreeing with us, dumping you for betraying our contract and illegally using drugs. As a result, saying never date an idiot on your Twitter. You literally are trying to demonize me for doing things that you yourself do. A little more self-awareness could really help you out.
You wanted me to not see my family for an entire year except for on the holidays, and you tried to manipulate your way around it by saying drug users.
I didn't tell your family to be criminals. You used illegal drugs, so I set terms that would make it so you could not use illegal illegal drugs. Is there a problem here? Like, if somebody is committing a crime and you like that person a lot, you love that person, you're going to do what you can to keep that person away from committing further crimes. And how do you do that unless you get them away from other criminals? Listen, love is an idealistic thing in many contexts, but from what I understood of love, I felt it strongly for you. Do you like seeing your loved ones commit crimes? Do you like seeing your loved ones risk being thrown in jail for up to 30 years? No, you don't like seeing that? So maybe instead of attacking the person who literally has the law on their side, you should realize how much I've tried to help you and how little appreciation you have shown, and instead you let your ego take over. Extremely blind to the law, extremely blind to honesty, extremely blind to loyalty. And you remember us all taking IQ tests? Well, you scored the lowest for a reason. I consistently score very high on IQ tests because clearly I have some ability to be decently intelligent, considering IQ tests are a measurement of a person's intelligence. So you, a person who scores lower on IQ tests, who didn't even graduate high school, is trying to hold a debate against someone with a higher IQ, someone who's actually using facts, and you think you can win. That literally just says more about your intelligence. If you want to try and make someone look like shit, it's helpful if they are shit. But right now you have someone who has never lied to you, Billy. Someone who has never lied to the public about you either. And yet here you are lying about us yet again because you were raised by criminals and you know this is true. And you have taught me more than anyone else that apples do not fall far from the tree. And to that I say, thank goodness I was raised by my mom, because we all know that backstory.
You're mad because I lied to you and betrayed you. My lie was that I smoked weed. I decided to smoke weed on New Year's, and I guess I fucked up your relationship contract, so now it's all a big deal because contracts are so important and they should totally be in relationships in the first place.
Okay, first off, the reason a contract would need to be in a relationship would be that people keep fucking up, like lying, like betraying, like cheating on their significant other, like you cheated on Lainey. What do you not understand about this? The only reason we took you back in that situation was because you signed a contract. And then you get mad at us dumping you for you violating that contract. I mean, how could anyone not be on my side? It's you're just so overwhelmingly wrong, and yet the internet sides with you. In fact, they've hired you and gave you around $10,000 so you could quit your job and in the process get paid more while working less. That same man who's paid for your every flight, who's paid for an enormous amount of your clothes, who's taken you to resorts or spas, who has pampered you and treated you so well. If you did all those things for me, people would be praising you. But because I did all those nice things for you, it's irrelevant. And that is the overwhelming bias of this discussion. But let's be crystal clear about this. You're trying to make this a pot issue because a lot of people watching this are pro pot. But you know damn well I was fine with you smoking pot so long as it was in an illegal area. In fact, you and I, Billy, had multiple conversations about the room I'm in right now. This is where you'd be smoking pot when it became legal for your age. But my wife Lainey seemed to have a problem with it. But clearly your illegal drugs are more important than human beings, as you broke your word and you threw our relationship in the fire so you could get high. Someone who prioritizes illegal drugs over human beings, I don't know what could be more druggy than that.
Fucking ruined me. You've not even I'm not talking about online, I'm talking about me as a person. Like, the fact that you put such private information online for everyone to see that was so confidential. I've told 5 people. 5! And you told all of the internet because you're a salty ass motherfucker?
Again, I tweeted that information directly at you, and I removed the tweet once I saw that you got the message. It was not broadcast to the entire world, but if someone screen capped it and decided to share it around, well, that's what they did. I don't know if that happened. It could have happened. But what my wife is really pissed at is you're talking about ruining people. You cheated on my wife. You fucked someone else while dating my wife when she specifically said not to go and have an exclusive relationship with me. I've already made it clear that I said I was going to do whatever I wanted, and nobody told me that I wasn't supposed to do what I did. And so my wife confirms that's not cheating because I was honest about my activities. She relied on you and you lied to her face, and then you fucked someone exclusively other than your girlfriend. You are a cheater, Billy. You are a liar, Billy. By how bold your contract violation was, clearly your word isn't worth much. And again, you're playing the victim card because I told the truth about you. Really?
No! That's not how this should work. You don't feel bad at all. That's the worst fucking part. You're just a shitty fucking person who likes to destroy people's lives because they're salty.
Here's what's bizarre. I've made videos in between breakups with Billy before, and I've revealed extremely private information before. But now, because we're not actually taking her back this time, now I've magically destroyed her life. Now she's gonna make a video because she knows for a fact that we're not gonna take her back again. Now she makes a big deal about it, despite the fact that she definitely knew who she was dealing with, and still proceeded to get in a relationship relationship with us regardless. And I know what you might be thinking is, Greg, you knew she was a liar. You knew she was a cheater. You knew she was a homewrecker. And yet you kept getting in relationships with her. Yes, absolutely, 100%. I knew Billy was a moral disaster. And yet I kept taking her back again and again because I know this sounds stupid. I thought the universe had a plan. I thought what I was feeling in my heart actually meant something. I thought she somehow magically loved me despite the fact that she kept lying. And I believed her when she said that she loved Lainey. Even though clearly after cheating on her, she didn't. I still convinced myself that she did love Lainey. And that is foolish of me. Fact is, Billy and I should both be ashamed of ourselves because we knew who we were dealing with. We got involved with them anyway, and it bit us in the ass. The difference is, my crime is telling the truth about people. Billy's crime is lying, cheating, being a homewrecker, being a traitor, and on top of all that, being a criminal. But I don't know, according to this email, it appears they've stopped being criminals. However, I don't believe that's gonna last because after all, they are both druggies. And druggies like to say that they have control, that they can quit anytime. But I'm extremely certain that both of those individuals will be back to using illegal drugs in no time.
If someone doesn't agree with you, you automatically hate them. You've put me through so much shit that like, there's no way that this is even real.
Billy, did Lainey make a video about you acting all upset when you cheated on her? Did she make a video about you when you repeatedly lied? Did she make a video about you when you repeatedly betrayed her? Did she make a video about you when you home-wrecked her? Did she make a video about you when you repeatedly committed crimes despite you promising that you wouldn't? No, because out of all of us in this situation, Lainey is probably the realest of us. She's clearly not begging for attention, and you and I had a conversation about this in the past. I said, I am not the victim, you are not the victim, Lainey is the victim, and you agreed. But here you are again, pretending you're the victim.
Well, the thing that really bothers me is the fact that you're talking about like the legality of it, but I was told by your significant other that if I would have asked, I could have smoked weed on New Year's, but I shouldn't have had to ask for permission anyway.
Yes, this is true that Lainey did tell you that if you asked, she would at least consider giving you permission to commit a crime, but you're using statements of someone else as if that contradicts my statements, and it doesn't. My stance is I'm not gonna date a criminal, period. And if you want someone to answer for what Lainey said, you should probably address it with Lainey, because I did not tell you that if you asked, it would be okay if you committed a crime. I don't think there's much more to say about that. That's pretty open and close.
I've heard so many bad things come out of your mouth that it's ridiculous. Like, I can't even fathom why you think that you're in the right for this. Like, at all. I don't understand. Like, this fucking blows my mind. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person for smoking weed.
Again, I know this is falling on thousands of deaf ears because people literally will refuse to listen to me. But whenever I speak of pot, I'm talking about the illegal use of it. I'm talking about criminal use. You know I agreed for you to smoke pot when it was legal. Okay? Many of my family members smoke marijuana. So do you see me upset at my family? The answer is no. These are facts, Billy. Opinions versus facts, game over. You know goddamn well I was fine with you smoking pot once it was legal. So you're not a bad person for smoking pot. You're a bad person for committing crimes that could very well get you thrown in jail, for cheating on my wife, for lying repeatedly to us, for betraying our contract, and it still kind of boggles my mind how you were so okay with home wrecking, but at the same time, I took you back, so again, I need to blame myself. At least I have some room to talk when I say you're not a very good person, because when I realized you weren't a very good person, I would dump you, and then I would make excuses to take you back, but that's just the thing. If you really had a problem with me, Billy, you would have dumped me at least once, and you didn't. You never dumped me. Because fact is, for so long, I was extremely good to you. I even let down my own wife and sometimes defended you when in fact my wife was right about you from the very beginning.
I'm not sorry. I will not apologize. Like, I owe you guys nothing.
Again, you're representing a homewrecker. You're representing a cheater. You're representing a liar. You're representing a traitor. And you're representing a person whose word is downright close to worth nothing. I mean, after how many times you've lied, considering the fact that you're a criminal, considering the betrayal, considering the homewrecking, considering the cheating, I don't know how anyone looks at you and thinks, man, this person's really rational. This person's really intelligent. This high school dropout who still lives with their parents, who is on top of all that, a druggie. Yeah, they're the person I'm gonna side with. Such a bizarre world we live in.
Like, you guys ultimately fucked me over. Like, you're the worst human being I have ever experienced. I've never met someone so shitty and so fucked up and so willing to just destroy people's lives.
Okay, there you go again. The worst person you ever met. So once again, you're encouraging me to tell people the worst people you've actually ever met. Like, I told you that if you got pregnant, I would take care of the baby. Meanwhile, your ex-boyfriend forced you to get an abortion. I told the truth about you to the public, and as a result, you say I'm the worst person you've ever met when you've literally been raped. Someone intentionally got you drunk and they raped you, as they did not get your consent. So you're telling the public that I'm worse than a rapist. Billy, I would never do something like that to you or anyone. In fact, I've encountered someone drunk before who wanted to be with me, and I wouldn't even kiss them because that's how much I respect consent. And you say I'm worse than that? And then there's an ex-boyfriend who cheated on you. You told me your ex cheated on you with a YouTuber, Hey There, I'm Shannon. So you'd rather have the person you're dating literally cheat on you than tell the truth about you. So it seems like the psychology here is that your brain registers words as more damaging than actions. And that makes you the type of person I don't recall encountering before. I've always been told actions speak louder than words. And the only thing I've done is spoken a lot of words to the public about what really happened. And yet I'm the worst person you ever met. I'm worse than a rapist. I'm worse than someone who's cheated on you. I'm worse than someone who forced you to kill your unborn child. I don't have these secrets like you do. And I don't respect the secrets of most everyone I've ever encountered. We should be judged for who we are. Because wouldn't it be a wonderful thing if Lainey and I encountered a video about you, revealing the truth about you, before we ever dated you, so we could avoid this monstrosity that is you? We would have never had to be lied to. We would have never had to waste tens of thousands of dollars on you. My wife would have never been cheated on by you. We wouldn't have been betrayed. We wouldn't have been temporarily home wrecked. And we wouldn't have had to put ourselves in a situation where we were dating a criminal. It's bizarre how wrong you are. And it's also bizarre how right you think you are. But the lesson you should learn here is don't tell people that they are worse than anyone you've ever met when they know for a fact that you've encountered a rapist, that you've encountered someone who would force you to kill your unborn baby, and that you've been cheated on. Don't tell people that they're worse than that when their greatest crime is telling the truth about you.
Weed helps people. You basically just told every cancer patient that you hope they die because you're salty about weed.
Actually, the context, which I should have made more clear, but was obviously clear if you thought about most every conversation you and I have ever had about drugs, was regarding people who commit crimes related to drugs. Obviously, I'm not saying people who use weed who are cancer patients should overdose on the drug. But of course, you're spinning it like that because you're not an honest person. What a dishonest person does is they disregard the conversations they've had with someone when those conversations they've had diffuse whatever bomb they're trying to drop. Reality check. My mom has smoked pot before. You think I want my mom to die? You think I want my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, whoever else smokes pot to die? They're all doing it right now. They're all doing it legally because they live in the state of Washington. You're mad at me because I don't condone crimes. And I'm happy to tell the truth about people after I've dumped them, especially when I dump them for committing a crime. And not just a crime against the government, a crime against Lainey, a crime against myself by lying and by using those illegal drugs behind our back.
I can't get over this. I'm sorry that I'm so mad, but it's the fact that he put all of my private information online. He called my best friend ugly.
Okay, one, I didn't put all your private information out online. I didn't post your phone number. I could have done that. I didn't. That would be wrong. I didn't post any kinky photos you may have sent Lainey. That would be wrong. I didn't post your home address. I didn't post credit card numbers or anything else that would actually hurt you. All I did was told the truth about who you are and that it's absurd for you to repeatedly say I'm the worst person you met in your life when I literally only told the truth. As for Isla being ugly, yes. And again, have you seen my channel? Uh-oh, bro. When people are actually ugly, I will be willing to tell them that they are ugly. That is how honesty works. And Ayala is so ugly. She has really dark areas around her eyes. Her eyes are too far apart. She has a really annoying voice. She thinks her butt makes her more attractive. In fact, when she was here, she was bragging about how guys like to bang her from behind because she had a perky butt or whatever. That made me want to puke because Ayala is so gross. And you're mad at me because I told the truth about that too? Jesus Christ, if you're afraid of the truth, you better avoid anybody who's gonna be honest with you. Because this world is full of truth. And if you can't handle it, you're gonna be running from the truth forever. And you know what's really, really weird? Is you even made fun of Ayala too. That's right. Another truth nuke. When you were hanging out with me, you compared her to the characters from Ants. You know, these creatures with eyes that are awkwardly far apart. So you're gonna judge her appearance, and then you're gonna criticize me when I judge her appearance. That is typical dishonesty from Billy.
Told everyone to send the cops to my house. He may have not said it, but he definitely hinted it.
Yes, I did reveal the reality to you that if cops showed up to your house and they raided your house for illegal drugs, that a lot of your family members, because they are criminals, could go to jail for up to 30 years. That isn't me asking anyone to pull the trigger. I didn't tell anyone your address. I didn't even hint at your address. The biggest detail I gave to your location was your state. And that was only to establish how illegal what you do is. 5 to 30 years in prison, Billy. There are rapists who go to jail for less than that. Me trying so hard to get you to stop doing crimes before I dumped you, I was doing you a favor, but you're not even intelligent enough to see that. You knew for a fact that if you stood by myself and Lainey, you were going to get a car, I was going to teach you how to drive, I was going to pay for your cosmetology psychology school. I was tolerant of the criminals you hung around and was willing to pay for you to go see them on a regular basis up until you yet again broke the law. I'd already given you a job and dumped tens of thousands of dollars into you. And on top of that, being with me, you wouldn't be committing illegal acts anymore. But of course, I'm unhealthy. You should continue to be able to lie, homewreck, cheat, betray, and commit crimes, because that apparently is what you consider more healthy.
I'm sick of it. Like, I'm done. As soon as he put out that personal information about me, like, go fuck yourself. You're the worst fucking person I've ever met. You're a scumbag. Like, I fucking hate you. I hate you. I've never hated someone so much in my entire life.
There you go. Again, she's saying she hates me more than the person who forced her to kill her unborn child, because I told the truth about her. She hates me more than the person who raped her after, by her own words, they intentionally got her drunk so they could have sex with her, thus it legally being rape. She hates me more than people who have cheated on her. So there's a lesson. You could force this person to get an abortion, kill their unborn child. You could intentionally intoxicate this person so you could, by the law's standards, rape them. You could cheat on them, and you still won't be as bad as the guy who was honest about them. This is definitely bizarro world.
That I can't take it. Like, this is so fucked up. I don't even know how to deal with this situation, because the fact that, like, he just publicly posted all of that stuff about me just out of pure spite.
It wasn't out of spite. I literally said what I did to convey a point that you were wrong. And you know what your friend did? She admitted that your point was moot. So your friend admits that you were actually wrong for saying that, and yet you go on saying it again and again and again, thus pushing me to prove how irrational you are, and clearly telling me that I am worse than the person who raped you, that I'm worse than the person who forced your abortion, that I'm worse than the person who cheated on you. I would have tried to get you to not get an abortion. I would have told you I will take care of this baby even if you refuse to. Once you have this baby, you can leave their life. I will take care of them. Please don't abort your baby. But I'm worse than the person who forced that abortion. If I saw someone trying to get you drunk so they could have sex with you, I would have had to hold myself back from beating the shit out of them. I definitely would have called the cops on them, because getting someone drunk so you could have sex with them is a fucking crime. And as far as the guy who cheated on you, Billy, I never cheated on you. You never accused me of cheating, because you know goddamn well I don't have it in me to tell someone via getting into a relationship with them and I'm not gonna have sex with anyone else, and then follow that up with having sex with someone else without first establishing that that was something that was going to happen in the future. No, I'm worse than all those people. You keep saying it as if it'll make it true, but I don't care who you are. Honesty does not make you a bad person. Honesty just makes you an honest person. And you, Billy, are definitely not honest.
Like, how is that supposed to make me feel? Like, I am never going to feel happy again. I had, one private thing, one really private thing, and he just told everyone.
First of all, you will feel happy again. There's plenty of happiness, no doubt, in your future. After all, you are an illegal drug user, so why don't you just go get high? Or do you only do illegal drugs when you know it'll directly fuck someone else over? As for you implying that you're so much better than me, let's not forget that when I told you you lied to us, that you betrayed us, you said, LOL, be mad. It's easy to play the victim, but it's actually really hard to really be the victim. You are not the victim, Billy. You screwed over Lainey repeatedly. And I'm gonna say it again because people cannot hear this enough. You cheated on Lainey. You lied to both of us repeatedly. You betrayed us repeatedly. You broke contracts. You committed crimes that have the potential to get you thrown in jail for 5 to 30 years. And you home-wrecked, as well as doing other things that were horrible to us. And after all this, we kept giving you chance after chance after chance. And now that you know it's over, now that I dumped you for the last time, now is when you make a video about it. And Billy, you should know damn well, we're not taking you back this time, if it wasn't obvious enough. You have hurt me with your lies, betrayal, etc. But you've hurt the real victim in this situation even more, and that is Lainey. And the fact that you barely mention her in this video, in fact, compared to me, you barely notice her at all. I just don't know why you proceeded to even defend yourself when you have admitted yourself that you screwed up repeatedly, when you know damn well you cheated, lied, betrayed, home-wrecked. And you know what? You may hate me, but even to this day, I don't hate you at all, actually. I can get passionate about things and be very upset, but as of this moment, I don't hate you. I just feel bad that you were raised by a bunch of criminals. Like, for instance, you told me that when you were a toddler, you were walking through the grocery store, and you as a toddler said that you wanted alcohol, I guess because the bottle looked nice. So your mom gave you the alcohol as a toddler. That's how fucked up your family is. My point is, you were raised by a family of criminals. I hope what I've done has caused your family to get rid of all their illegal drugs, and maybe encourages them to finally abide by the law, thus making you more clear-headed and enabling you to spend money on more productive things. But the fact that you were raised by criminals, I told you when we all first got together, I was amazed you weren't more screwed up. And in fact, the guy before me dumped you too. And you know what you told me? You didn't know why he dumped you. I'm pretty sure that was a lie too. I'm guessing you know damn well why you were dumped. And it's in a big way because I never saw a video like this revealing exactly who you are that I was actually willing to take you back so many times. But I say it again, Billy, even after I dumped you, you still said that you were in love with me. And I'm pretty sure if you are watching this now, you can't help but see that I am a consistently honest person. Because I've made videos about almost every single breakup that the three of us have gone through. And on multiple different occasions, I asked you when you came back if you felt anything I said was inaccurate. And you said no. You were mad about me about how much truth I spoke, but you did not cannot say that I lied anywhere. And that's because I am an extremely honest person. And Billy, you know that's extremely goddamn true. So this video wasn't a truth bomb, it was a truth nuke. As in, leave nothing left to stand. Because I don't want to make more videos like this. I don't want the arguing to go on. I want the liars to learn when it's time to stop lying. The truth is more important than myself or you, Billy. If you're not living in the real world, well, you don't really know the real world. My philosophy for some time has been, it's much more difficult to succeed in a world that you're refusing to acknowledge exists. So hopefully this serves as a reality check and helps you succeed in life. And I'm just gonna keep on going down the path I'm going. Being honest every goddamn day of my life. You should try it. Because if you did, you would have had cosmetology school paid for. You would have still been a contractor for me who got paid $1,800 a month just to manage social media. You would have had a car. You would have had me teaching you how to drive. I even agreed to have your friend Ayala move up here, and I also agreed for you to be able to smoke pot up until Lainey said otherwise. You know this is all true, Billy. I've seen people lie on the internet before, and the internet tends to rip them apart once they realize how dishonest those individuals are. So the internet is likely now going to try and rip you apart. Hence why your face wasn't in this video. Hence why comments are approved only so no one can tell people where to go to see your video. The point of this was not to destroy you. The point of this was to do one simple thing. Make sure that the truth is known. And if you don't like the truth, then never, ever go around a guy named Greg. Or as you called me in your video, Onision.